This week is all about sports, so here are some interesting facts about different sports. Baseball, golf, soccer, hockey, basketball, tennis, football. Did you know that the first recorded game of baseball took place in 1846? There are 38,864 golf courses in the world. 3,240 soccer balls were used throughout the last World Cup alone. Hockey pucks are kept frozen until they are needed in a game. Freezing the hockey pucks prevents them from bouncing, so players can more easily control them. Over 8 million basketballs are sold each year in the United States. Tennis balls were white until Wimbledon in 1986, when yellow tennis balls were used. Each football field is recommended to have approximately 60,000 gallons of water per week. That's around 1 inch of water each week. On June 19, 1846, the New York Nine and the Knickerbockers Club of Hoboken, New Jersey. Did you know that there's a 12,500 to 1 chance a typical golfer will make a hole-in-one? The chance of making 2 hole-in-ones in a single game is 1 in 67 million. Played with the modern rules of baseball, established by Alexander Cartwright. The bases in a baseball diamond are 90 feet apart. This measurement was set in stone by the National League in 1877 and is still used to this day. Most soccer balls are made from layers of synthetic leather, while the bladders inside the ball are made from latex or butyl. Each hockey puck is replaced with a new frozen puck after every 2 minutes of play, meaning around 25 to 30 pucks are used during a typical game of hockey in the NHL. There are 3 Wilson game balls hand-picked off the ball rack for each NBA game and then approved by team captains, the primary plus 2 alternates. Officials believed that a yellow ball would be easier for spectators to follow on TV. The average regular season home game attendance in the National Football League last year stood at almost 70,000 fans. Did you know that over 40 million soccer balls are produced and sold each year? Baseballs are typically made of cork or rubber and covered in leather. Cork and rubber are used to help the ball bounce, and leather is good for maintaining the shape of the ball. There are over 17,000 golf courses in the United States alone. The ice layer in a professional hockey rink is only 3/4 of an inch thick and is kept at 6 degrees Fahrenheit. Basketball was originally played with a soccer ball and peach baskets. Referees had to retrieve the ball each time a player made a basket. The fastest tennis serve was recorded at 163.7 miles per hour. The NFL has 32 teams, while the NCAA has 134 teams just in Division I. Did you know that the typical NHL player skates up to 5 miles per game? That averages to over 410 miles in just one season. There are over 900,000 baseballs used each season in the MLB, and that doesn't include postseason play. An estimated 300 million golf balls are lost or discarded in the United States every year. Nearly half of the world's 8 billion population are fans of soccer, totaling more than 3.5 billion people. Before 1914, hockey referees used their hands to place the puck between the 2 players' sticks in a face-off. In 1900, the string baskets we know today were introduced to the game, and later, backboards were attached to prevent spectators from blocking a shot. During a match, the top players usually bring anywhere from 3 to 10 racket frames on the court, all with slightly different string tensions. Until 1943, football players didn't wear helmets. Did you know that there are over 330 million tennis balls made worldwide every year? The most goals scored by one side in a soccer World Cup match is 10. It happened during the 1982 World Cup in Spain between Hungary and El Salvador. During a hockey game, goalies can lose as much as 10 pounds of water weight. The tradition of assigning numbers of players started in 1907. The Reading Red Roses were the first team to use numbers on their uniforms to help fans identify the players during a game. The rules of the game were formally written down in 1744, but people had already been playing golf for centuries. The average NBA player runs about 2 miles per game. Before tennis players used rackets, people would use the palm of their hands to hit the ball back and forth over the net. The average NFL player earns $2.1 million each year, with some players earning as much as $20 million each year. Did you know that the Wilson Football Factory in Ohio produces over 700,000 footballs per year? Golf was banned not only once, but 3 times in Scotland between the years of 1457 and 1744. The world's longest goal scored was 96.01 meters, or about 314 feet 11 inches. Some of the fastest hockey players can skate up to 24 miles per hour. Modern tennis balls are made of felt-coated, hollow, vulcanized rubber. Did you know that the slam dunk was banned just before the 1967 season until the 1977 season? It was banned because the government believed it interfered with military training. The first televised pro game occurred in 1939. Before golf tees, players would shape mounds of sand and place the golf ball on top. The average soccer player runs about 7 miles per game, while the average NBA player runs about 2.5 miles per game. Tees were finally popularized in the 1920s. Prior to 1913, a referee would pick up and throw an out-of-bounds ball down the court, and the first player to touch it retained possession. In its early years, tennis was predominantly played indoors. It wasn't until the 19th century that outdoor tennis became more popular. The first televised game only reached about 500 television sets, and the game was between the Brooklyn Dodgers and the Philadelphia Eagles.